Good morning, everyone. It's awesome to see the couple of faces that we've missed for a week or so. Nice to see you joining today again. It's a lovely, warm and humid day in Durban today. And let's just do a quick check-in to see how everyone's doing. And we'll start with Nikki.
Morning. Yeah, not a good week at all. But what good has come out of it is it led me to start reading Conversations with God again, and it's wowing me like it did years ago when I read it. So there's definitely a positive out of every negative. So very glad to be here. I know I need the God time.
Yes.
So hi everyone.
Thank you. I haven't read the Conversations with God, so I think it's something that I have to put on my.
It's phenomenal.
Yeah.
You really should. It is phenomenal. Yeah.
It's amazing. Cool. Thank you, Barbara.
Hi everyone. Yeah, I'm going to get that Conversations with God book. Thank you. Almost at the end of my Wayne Dyer book, which is about, I think it's 10 secrets to a successful life, not necessarily making money, but enjoying your stay here on the planet. So it's also one I would thoroughly recommend. Wonderful week, actually. Had a fantastic session with Fiona and cleared a lot of stuff. And yeah, I had a really good week. Thanks.
Great. Thanks, Barbara. Okay, Vanessa.
Okay, hi. Yeah, back in Joburg again. Nikki, I'm sorry that you didn't have a good week. Sending you love and, yes, positive vibes. I had a good week. I was on a holiday. But just for my sins, I know you guys know the story of we're leaving on the 24th of November. It's now been changed to the 23rd, which is not a trade smash. But Fiona, you're going to enjoy this. The house has been sold.
Yes! I sort of knew it without knowing it, but not surprised at all.
Oh, yes. Well, now I have a month. It was yesterday a month to pack up, to find a cottage for Mike's son, to sort out the dog, to do everything. So yeah, it's going to be a lovely 4 weeks. I'm going to be half crazed, so I will make sure that I check in every Sunday. I'm going to need it. Yes. But it's all good.
It is
and
good.
Good to be back.
It's freeing you up. It's so beautiful.
I'm going to be so free, I tell you. I'm going to have a suitcase, and that's it. Looking forward to it.
That's awesome. Okay. It's called Traveling Light. Mickey.
Morning. It was an interesting week. I was really, really exhausted. I don't know if it was from the heat, because it was on average here like 34 degrees. So I think I was taking like 3 or 4 hours naps every day in between work. But don't tell anyone. But grateful to be here.
Thank you. Welcome. Anita.
Hi, morning all. I've had a good week as well. I've also started to read a new book. It's called Think Like a Monk. Not sure why I was attracted to this book. Yes, it's been interesting. So yeah, good to be back. Thank you.
Awesome. Nice to have you here. Okay, Beryl.
I've had a good week and a bad week. Part of it's been like a week from hell. Hopefully by tomorrow it's all sorted out. I have been reported to the office for people or so otherwise. because of the care group I was in, somebody has taken offense or whatever, and wanting to know where the money's come from and how it's spent and who's, in other words, who's stealing from who. And when I wrote a letter and put it on the group, I got a WhatsApp back saying, your kind thoughts are actually illegal, and so I have forwarded your letter straight to the tax department. And the food that you are feeding people is not fit for dogs, and I can't tell you what the stuff's been. And so I thought about it, and I phoned up a friend's son who's a lawyer, and the first thing I said to him, I've known him from a little boy, is, listen, this is not a freebie. You better sort this out for me. And my partner in crime and I went to see him, and he looked at it and he said, you've done absolutely nothing illegal. And he will write to this person concerned, and I won't use the word he used, and tell her to get lost. But in the meantime, I couldn't even swallow food. It just stuck. It was too terrible. And so hopefully, with the fuel I get here, I can see through this coming week and it will be sorted out. But it's been extremely stressful. And in the end of it, he said, looking at your papers and all the info we brought him, he said, I'm not doing it for you, Auntie Beryl. He said, because of the work you do, I'm also doing this for nothing. So that made me feel a lot better, that you get people who try to disrupt anything that anybody does that's kind. So let's hope this week it clears up a bit better. That's all I have to say right now. It's been a good time, but as I say, it's a lying time.
So just a little background on the care group that you mentioned. It's people donate their stuff and then they sell it in the thrift shop, and then they pay doctor's bills or give food for the residents or pay levies or stuff. So she does a lot of good, but it's like being all made bad by one resident and wanting to attack and badmouth and whatever. And we do get these adversaries in our lives to prod and create this, but she's been handling it very well. And
apart from choking,
because it's throat chakra issues. So it's lies that people tell, and you realize that it affects you when you get choked up by all the lies and you can't swallow anything more. So it's to clear. This is a month of clearing all those lies, every bad thing that is said and done and projected, to clear. So she's been holding her head high, standing in her truth, speaking her truth, but it still has an effect on us. Okay, nobody can go through this unscaled or whatever. It does. We just have to do a little bit more clearing, a lot more forgiving, and it's not always easy going through this. I've been through it myself, so I know exactly how it is when others say stuff about you that is totally the opposite of your intent and that which you actually do.
And we've had so many letters saying thank you for what we've done since I sent out this explanation. So I know that of the whole park, 90% of the people are grateful. There are a few that are never grateful for anything you'll ever do. So they've got their journey to go and lessons to learn.
So last week's reading was all about news and how to respond to news. So it was Beryl got a first-hand experience of how to respond to that. And she did it with flying colors, accolades to her. But yeah, it's like if somebody throws a shoe at you, if it fits, wear it. If it don't fit, don't wear it. Don't take on that energy and don't feel bad about anything like that. My week has been okay. I had awesome sessions with Barbara and a few others, and that is always a highlight in my week when I do get to interact and help people see a different vantage point. It's not so easy to allow people to see a different vantage point for different others. I had a client in Saudi as well. Because if you believe what you see and you only believe that one point, then it's difficult so it takes effort in guiding someone to look elsewhere and see rather the bigger picture than just what we tend to look into. But when you can, I mean, it's just awesome. It's very rewarding. Because that's where they say it's like when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at changes, and it always starts with us, no matter what we go through. This week I've been processing the mourning of my cats, grieving them. So I've released some of that. I think it was a build up, and I just this week I just missed them really badly, but I allowed myself to feel that. I also, like Mickey, on Friday, I think the whole day I slept. So I've also had some afternoon snoozes, very good afternoon snoozes, and yeah, sorry for the pain that you're going through, Nikki, and the stuff. Yeah, I am with you in spirit. Yeah. Okay. So I asked Beryl to draw us a card, and I also drew a card. And the deck that we have drawn from today is the Crystal Oracle deck. And the card that Beryl drew is Carnelian. The key words for the Carnelian card is healing, creativity, energy, calmness, grounding, and stability. This a wonderful crystal offers you protection and healing. It will help you dissolve the sadness that you have recently experienced, as well as calm your thoughts and ease any anxiety. Carnelian will also help you to express your emotions and to stimulate your creativity. You are encouraged to take up creative pursuits or hobby at this time. Start to express yourself in whatever way you choose, without judgment. Working with a color will be especially helpful at this moment in time. For color can also help to stabilize and heal your emotions. Over the coming days, you will begin to feel renewed sense of peace, joy, wonderment for life. Give thanks for the wondrous blessings that you receive. So it's for Beryl and for all of us, and we'll take it. And the card that I drew was gold. And it's a beautiful one. I was telling Beryl, it's only after so many years that I can fully step into my alchemical abilities. Say it with pride, be it. I'm only now fully being, resonating, operating, integrating the alchemist that I am, and the healings that is done in an alchemical way, transmuting and transforming and doing all that. And it is to take base energies and turn it into golden opportunities or that. So when I drew the gold card, it's like it just confirmation on a message we earlier had. The gold card for all of us, the key word is to know our value, to have confidence, to have the self-worth, to know we have self-worth. It's got to do with money and with wealth. This gold card is a symbolic reflection of your true inner worth. At the core of your being, there exists a pure golden essence with an infinite capacity to create. You are being urged to look within and go beyond the superficial personality and connect through contemplation and meditation with your true nature. There is a yearning within you to manifest all your heart's desires. At the top of the list, you will discover a yearning for financial wealth and freedom, and for the self-confidence that money can bring. Do not delude yourself that somehow money is bad or it does not align with your spiritual ideals. Money is just as much part of God's creation as you are. In actuality, it is neither good nor bad. Rather, it is something to be valued and to be put to good use. Sit quietly for a few minutes each day and lovingly imagine yourself having and achieving all your heart's desires. Then set a goal, one you feel is achievable in the short term. Focus on it each day until it manifests. Then set a new goal, and so on. Goals are reached one step at a time, an ongoing journey you head towards. Set clear goals, yet remember to always keep focused on the present, for it is in the present that all unfolds. You deserve to be and have all your heart's desires. And that is for each and every one of us. Allow the gold to manifest itself. So the affirmation with this card is, in my heart flows the river of gold. I am one with the eternal light of creation. I manifest my dreams. I create abundance in my life through love. Are you taking these card messages? Resonating with you? Accepting them? Barbara?
Yeah, Fiona, I've got a question, and I'm glad this card thing came up because maybe you'll be able to answer the question. In this book that I'm reading, there's a lot of talk about being in the now moment, which we all know, and how by thinking of the past and thinking of the future, we tend to be wasting our lives, in fact, because we're wasting our now moments, which all makes perfect sense to me. But then also, and this is where I get confused, he talks about visualizing. In other words, if you want something particular, you have to see yourself as already having it, and you have to focus on it, and you have to take steps to convince yourself. Now, to me, in my, the thing that I couldn't understand is that not wasting your now moments?
I'm glad that you asked it because it's a very valid question. What we think about, we create. So in our thoughts, it's like with our constant thinking, we are voting for what we would like to experience next. Okay. So certain people, they're fearful. They fear the virus. They fear others. They fear this. So they live in fear. So their now moment is consumed with fear. They think forward, what else can I fear? And in the next meeting that I'm going, I must fear. And tomorrow I must fear that. And it's like they keep on projecting. So from the now moment that they're projecting the fear forwards, it's like either the virus isn't gone, or this isn't gone, or that fear isn't gone, and the fears just grow. And so it's strung together with fearful thinking and fearful being. So we keep on saying that energy flows where attention goes. With visualization is you voting what you would like to experience next, but as if you already have it. So you create contentment and claiming the abundance that you are. So say, for instance, we drew this gold card, and it is all about to understand that we are worthy and that money is just an energy. So if in your now moment you program again, you visualize that outcome already being here, you are just voting what you're going to experience next. So sometimes the mind needs stuff to do and focus on because it automatically, as a default, it goes to the past or it goes to the future. And there's either fear or regret coming up, and we have to hone in on the actual powers of the mind to rather direct it. And voting, it's like, okay, we would like to experience peace. We would like to experience wholeness. We would like me. Sorry. That is the intent that you do it. But you then, as I listened to one of the Grant's things, he said, you have to own it. So it's like, I am peace. I am wholeness. I am abundant. I'm a magnet of abundance. I'm a magnet of peace. It's like affirming that and being that. But when we can add visualization and see it for ourselves, because it's like believing is seeing and seeing is believing. It's like sometimes we have to just visualize things being different, not necessarily visualize how worse can it get, and just want to opt out. It's like, okay, there will be a peaceful outcome. There's no mayhem. There's no drama. I am not the drama. I'm not the cause of the drama. The drama is somebody else, and the drama is caused by other drama person, and that's their energy. That's their energy and perspective, and their vibration where they are at. They're not feeling good about themselves. Now they're projecting all these, I must not feel good. I'm not carrying that I'm not feeling good because I'm one with spirit. I'm one with the divine. I do good, and I keep my slate clean. So the visualizing is to just vote for what would you like the outcomes to be. It's like sometimes people will give you a fearful outcome and not visualize that. Visualize the outcome that you want, not a doom and gloom prophecy that anybody else projects on you.
So in actual fact then, by visualizing something that you want in the future, are you then perhaps bringing that into your now moment?
Yes.
Barbara, a thing I said for many, many years, even as I said earlier, you say something, it might not be true, but you're putting it into your now moment.
Yes.
And I said for many, many years, money flows to me in avalanches of abundance, which was at that time an absolute lie. But I told it to myself over and over and over again. And now I can say I can manifest at all times. And it doesn't have to be cash money. it can be a meal, it can be, you name it, things that would normally cost you money just come to you. It is an energy. So if it is an energy of sending out good thoughts to somebody or love to somebody or whatever, it returns to you tenfold and more. So claim your abundance, get rid of anything that no longer serves you, and you'll be surprised what no longer serves you and so the abundance comes in. It's a flow of energy, because that's all there actually is energy flowing from one to another.
So it's for us to become aware of what we are magnetizing. What magnets are we? And to shed anything that is not energy that we want to magnetize. So in one of the chakra balancings that I did this week, I told the lady, yeah, there was lots of chokos around us. Like, she dropped it. It's like there's been so much also bad mouthing her, so much bad energy and projections and stuff. But what was interesting, when I worked with her, I saw a mountain goat. I don't usually see too much of other things while I'm working with people, but this mountain goat was keep on sitting high on the mountain. And I thought, this is something that I need to express to her. And I've got this Animal Speak book from Andrews. And the message was that when things becomes, when you are too caught up in the low vibrational frequencies and energies of others, you must be like the mountain goat and go and sit high. And it reminded me then of my cats and their wisdom of if they don't like the energies, they go sit high. Because high, it doesn't get us. It's like when we're in the thick of it, that it affects us. So all that we can do is vibrate higher or step up, step out. And that we can do with physically, we can do it emotionally, we can do it mentally, we can do it visually. Just rise above it. And visualization also helps us to rise above these events so that we say, okay, I'm not going to project now worst case scenario in the scenario, like Beryl has mentioned, okay? How bad can it get, or what's going to happen here, or it doesn't disappear or whatever. I'm just not going to vibrate at it. I visualize a peaceful outcome. Peace isn't there now, but I will visualize that peaceful outcome until peace is there, because we are in peace. Others that don't want to be at peace, they come out and be in their energy. We don't have to play at the level that they are playing.
You don't even have to reply to them.
Exactly.
You just let it be. Yes, you take the necessary steps that have to be taken. Humanly, we have to take certain steps, but you don't have to go down to their level. And the thing, when people have said something to me, I've said, it's all in control now. And I am not prepared to go around and say, she's a this or that or the next thing. I found I was in a bit of fear as to even walking past her house in the road. And then I thought, no ways, I've done nothing to be afraid of. And you literally have to put out your auric field and so that, or bring it in so that it doesn't overlap theirs. Like that experiment we did with Bob at Varsity, where we sent good thoughts and the energy field expanded and he's just a wooden doll. Or if we sent him bad thoughts, and I know I chopped his head off and all, and his energy field came right down to nothing. So if we can do that to a wooden doll, what can we do to other people if we send out love and stuff? And thank goodness I've come here for a refuel today.
You're satisfied with that answer, or
Yes. Yes, I completely get it now. Thank you both. Thanks.
Thank you. Yeah. I just want to welcome our newcomer. That's Henk. We've got one male energy in this group now.
Good. We'll soon have balance.
Yes. He's a light worker in Cape Town, and he does life coaching. Just sê net gou vir hallo vir almal en check in en sê hoe dit hierdie week gegaan het.
Perfect. Hi guys, hope you're doing well. Lovely to join the group. How it went this week, my phone did go off and I still slept a little bit longer. Was a bit of a busy week. The thing is I'm doing a lot of extra work at the moment, so it takes up a lot of time. I was helping with an international online conference and it was quite fun.
Awesome. Well, welcome and thank you for joining us. And we
Thank
look
you so
forward
much.
to your participation and input. This is a forum where we all share and everybody has a voice and everybody can give the input and we learn from one another. So welcome.
Fantastic, thank you.
Okay. So last week we started reading the chapter. We're still busy with the great human potential, walking in one's own light. And it was all about news and how to respond to the news, how best to deal with the news. And even some of the clients that came to me this week, I went back and read this 2 pages for them because it applies. There's such valuable information and what we're sharing because it is practical. It's a practical advice on how to deal with life and its experiences and what actually to take away from that. Not to be sucked into it, but understand it from a higher vantage point or a different perspective. And the second part to this, how best to deal with, is with wars, with death, and with destruction. So this is channeled by the Pleiades of the 9th dimension, and this is their response to that. And they say, we often hear you ask, why is there so much war and death in this world? Why aren't people doing more to stop it? Again, you are playing in a game of descension and reascension, and the illusion of separation. So we come from the higher dimensions. We descend. There's a descension that happens to be a 3D, to live in the 3D reality, and then shift our vibration and shift our frequency so that we can go back up to the path of reascension. Because we just have to go back from where we come from. But it's not to stay at that frequency. So there is the illusion of separation, and that is why people are at war with one another, and there's all that's going on, because separation is not real. When we separate with race, we separate with color, we separate with religious belief systems, we separate ourselves with there's so many fragments that we separate in, but in truth and in reality, there's one unity consciousness. We are one energy. We are one with source. It's our brothers and sisters. Everything is part of that energy. And as soon as you vibrate at that, you can see that. And yes, not everybody is at the same consciousness levels. We are in this world, and I think there's nearly 8 billion of us, and each one has a different consciousness level, and it's to allow those that want to have the experience of the lower vibrations and lower consciousness levels, and they want to experience that feelings, to let them be, leave them at that, but don't necessarily participate or go and join them in that. Know that much of what is going on in your news is being manufactured. And usually bad news are manufactured. You're being told a version of the stories that often do not include the whole truth. Remember, we told you earlier that truth is always colored by perspective. This is an opportunity to use your discernment. Ask yourself, is this truth in alignment with me? If the answer is no, then we can start to verbalize that. Not for the purpose of confrontation, but rather as a way of expressing your desire to create reality with the higher vibrations. You don't have to fight your governments. You just have to say, I want peace. If you hold focus and take action, that is in alignment with that higher desire. And that desire will be reflected in your reality. So again, they say it's to hold focus. So you need to focus on it, to visualize it, see it. And that's your reality. You don't buy into the realities that other people want to draw you into. Anything you wish to fight against or to eradicate is, in fact, something that you are judging. And the previous chapters we heard that this lifetime we came here to drop the judgment. We have to release the judgments. And it's learned behavior. It's like, I want to say we are learned judges. From childhood, we get judged. And then we judge. And then we judge ourselves. And it's to see, okay, so in life, you have to release the judgments. Are others judging you? Release the judgments. Where are you judging yourself? Release the judgments. So, because if you judge another, it's like the measuring stick that you measure others with, you get to measure yourself with. And then we fall short, and then it just creates a bad cycle. So it's to stop the cycle of judgments. And it's, I'm going to say it's something that we need to practice on a daily basis. It's not like, oh, I did a meditation on judgments and I released that, that's now gone.
You pick it up tomorrow.
You pick it up tomorrow. Or something is being said, or you put something out on Facebook on not having a good day, and then you just feel all these judgments from others, not understanding of what you are going through because they're not walking in your shoes. So it is to just clear yourself on a daily basis from the judgments. Be aware of it and transmute that energy. You will continue to receive that which you judge as a reflection so that it may be brought to your awareness and integrated. So we are mirrors to others. And some likes us and some we irritate them. And the ones that we irritate, it's their issue. It's a lesson and it's a gift for them to not judge themselves so harshly. Because what they judge you with, they judge themselves with. And it's for them to integrate. So if you become aware that somebody is struggling like that because they are judging, it's like, have compassion. They are not in a good place. Let them be. Just send light. Just radiate your truth. Just stand in your truth. Don't buy into it.
And as Kran says, what we go to war against, we have a war against smoking or a war against, we created more war.
Yes.
We don't go in to war against or stand against. We send light and love.
The reason why on the surface so many of you appear to be callous and not get involved in changing the state of the world is in part because you have shut down your heart centers. This is usually due to the tremendous lack of self-love, fear of hurt, blame or shame. Because that part of you is closed off, it is very difficult for you to have compassion. Now, concerning death, know that everyone who has gone through the death cycle has done so willingly. Sometimes we think people died immaturely or before their time, or as an act of war, as an act of terrorism, or as an act of bad energies, and we might perceive them as being victims of violence or anything like that, or whatever destruction there happens. But it's to know, in truth, everyone who has gone through the death cycle has done so willingly. And even like I was reading, I had a reading done by for one of my cats that died last year with a car running her over. And she'd never, ever, in the 8 years that she was with me, she never left the house. She never, ever left a property. She never went over a fence, always close to me, always with me. But that day, she went out of the yard and a car ran her over. And one of my questions to her was, but why did you go out? You've never done so. Why did you go out? Because we then think, my perception was that she died a terrible death, and I just couldn't understand it. And then her little soul said that it was pulled outside. And that car came at the right time because she wanted a quick death. Because she was vibrating at the fifth dimensional frequency and she wanted something quick to get her out. And she helps other pets now with quick, where they suddenly had to pass on. And she heals them in the Rainbow Bridge. So all the healings that she's done and the healing work that she learned with me, she's now practicing that. And she hopes that I'm proud of her. But the reason why I'm saying it is sometimes we think bad things has happened and it shouldn't have, but it's always done willingly. We all have our exit dates. We have a number of exit dates, and when we get to that, we can say either yay or nay on a soul level. But when it happens, just know that it was done willingly. And it's sometimes to open up hearts for the ones that are left behind. It's sometimes to bring awareness of, hey, humanity, wake up. This is what you're doing. How much longer would you like to do this?
I can attest to that about your exit date, because I was given or I could have taken an exit date, and I chose not to. And since then, there's been tremendous growth. There are times again when I thought, oh, glory, I'll go now. I've had enough. And then I think, no, there's more to do. So, but yes, we all have our choices. It's not to say when somebody chooses it, we don't feel the pain with it. Yeah. That goes with it. But from my own point of view, yes, we've had our choices of exit dates, and we can either take them and leave behind, but then I've I've got a saying that I'm damned if I'm going to come back and do what I can do now, so I'll do it now. And that sends me forward.
There is not a single person on this planet who has died that did not do anything they wanted to do in this lifetime as it was. We guarantee you, if there was anything else that they wanted to do, they would have done it. This week, a thought passed my mind. My ex passed away when he was 35, just sort of in his sleep one night. And there's a young age to leave, and then the parents are left with, but he didn't live his life. He didn't fulfill all that he had to do, but he did. And we just mistakenly think that sometimes there was more for others to experience or do, but as Beryl said, we do have that choice. And on a soul level, we make the choice. So on a soul level, we realize, you know what? I've done good in this inning, so I'm out of here because there's something else waiting. So it's never to see it as prematurely. It happens in full consciousness of that soul and what they set out to experience in a lifetime. Because if you are meant to live, there's always divine intervention. A person comes at the right time, and either you get saved, or you get to rush to a hospital or whatever. And if you're not, everybody stays away, and it allows you to go through that transition. I don't know who has lost others. Have you had experiences about death?
Hi, Fiona. Oops. Yes, it was actually with my mum, and I clearly remember that particular Friday. My younger sister and myself, it was so strange. We just couldn't get to her home. It's like my husband didn't take his cell phone, so I couldn't get hold of him to tell him I need to get to my mum. My younger sister had a problem, and she couldn't get to my mum, and that it was just unbelievable. All the things that happened that prevented us from getting to her. And then by the time we actually got to her, she had already passed on. So yes, and it was actually a very quick death as well for her. And it's something that she actually prayed for and wanted to. And it only took me a while back now. And I look and reflect on it and realize, she did what she wanted to do. And it was a time for her to leave. And I actually then accepted the death. And you know how long it took.
Thank you. Thank you, Anita. Vanessa.
Yes, I'm thinking about now Nikki mentioned the Conversations with God books. And the one that I read, it's not one of the first three, I think it's called Home with God. He talks quite a lot, Neil Donald Walsh, he talks quite a lot about how you make the choice. Everybody, when they die, you make the choice whether you are going ahead or coming back. So if you are interested in that, I think it's called Home with God. It's a brilliant explanation.
Beautiful. Okay, thank you. How an individual goes through the cycle of death, how they die, determines not only the vibrational experience for themselves, but also sets up the experience for those around them. Because everything is connected, and it has a message and a gift for everyone concerned, and we all take it differently, we all experience it differently, but the gift to each of us is also differently. To understand the gift that a transition has for us. Let us give you an example. A 90-year-old man passes in his sleep. You may all say, he lived a long, full life. Good for him. But if an individual dies at the age of 20, you might say, he was much too young. It should have never happened. The perceptions and judgments surrounding the matter and the age of death can create vastly different experiences for those remaining on Earth. If a loved one is murdered, that can set up programs of revenge or fear or safety. Suicide can trigger feelings of abandonment or guilt. With each, even in death, you co-create with others. We always say, drama happens when you aren't paying attention to get your attention. I'm going to repeat that. Drama happens when you aren't paying attention to get your attention. When many die through war or mass disaster, it can be perceived as a tragedy, but also a gift bestowed upon the collective. Those who die choose to depart in such a manner and in such numbers, not only for their own personal experience, but also to awaken the collective consciousness to an issue. It is an opportunity to choose a new vibration, release fears and attachments, and to move into the higher frequency. It is an opportunity that unfortunately most of you don't take. The general tendency for most is to blame. And we know how easy it is to blame and to play the blame game. That is our default. But we have to go beyond our default. If you can observe the situation as a service, it automatically puts you in your heart center and allows you to process similar frequencies in your own field. We encourage you to look at some of the current wars or disasters and ask yourself these 3 questions. The first question is, what is the event really about? Second question, is it about competition or control, safety, security, lack, or trust? Third question, where do I play out these issues in my life? So it's to look at what is the event really about. Is it about competition and control, safety, security, lack, or trust? And where do I play out these issues in my own life? Start clearing at a personal level. Remember, what you see reflected in the collective is there within you. Personal integration helps to create global change as you're no longer perpetuating that scenario. So that is the gift that you give to humanity by integrating these experiences. Currently, the collective creates wars and conflicts by trying to obtain what others have because they fear there is not enough to go around. They believe in lack rather than infinite abundance. As you increase your collective frequency, you will begin to move into a state where everyone's needs are met. In fact, your focus will no longer be on your personal needs, but rather on how you would like to best be of service. From this space of infinite abundance, you trust that all your needs will be met without even truly focusing directly on them. We know you find this difficult to even fathom at this time because you are not operating in an unconditional way on the planet. As we told you, we are here to give you another perspective on how you dissolve the illusion. We are here to dissolve the illusion. We offer you the simple affirmation. I stand in peace in the midst of chaos. I stand in peace in the midst of chaos. I stand in peace in the midst of chaos. And when you do that, and even when you visualize that, you can draw people into your peace. You don't have to be drawn into their chaos. That's where you set the intention of where you go. Because else others will take you where they are at, and they are not always living in paradise or in pleasurable experiences or thought forms. No matter what is going on with the collective, you can generate your own unique experience. In times of war, you can create a great peace in your personal life. In times of financial upset, you can create limitless abundance. You can experience love, wealth, compassion, connection, passion, and excitement all on your own. As you hold these frequencies, you become a wayshower for others who may not be able to find them for themselves. As you radiate tremendous amounts of love and joy around you, there will be those willing to increase their frequency to join you. Ain't that fun? This is what this group is all about. But again, remember, they don't have to. The idea that all should want to increase their frequency goes back to judgment and the idea of competition. You may hold a fearful belief that those who do increase their frequency are better than those who don't, or that somehow you are not able to live a life of joy and love because others are unwilling to do so themselves. Not at all. Be a living an example. And that's where that chapter ends. So what are you taking away from what we read today? What resonates with you, and what is your takeaway from today? Yes, Barbara.
Yes, I was reminded of something I read that Mother Teresa said, where she was asked to march against war, and she refused to, because she said she will march for peace, but not against war. And what you were saying about don't be against something, be for something. Yeah, it struck me. Yeah, there was such a lot in it, but that's the thing that came forward for me. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for that reminder. Yes, most definitely. Anybody else? Vanessa?
As usual. Yeah, I quite liked, I mean, I agreed, and it's nice to hear it again, the idea that nobody dies for no good reason. Nobody dies for, as stupid as war is, and as much as I would like to live in a world where there is no hurt and there is no war and there is no fighting, all of it still serves a purpose. So yes, it hurts to look at the world and the state it's in, but it helps when you remind yourself that all these souls who are going through horrible deaths or dying in wars are doing it because they chose it, and it helps the collective growth. I love that.
Beautiful. Thank you. So what came to me as well is, in the previous weeks we spoke about what happens in the macrocosm happens in the microcosm, and what happens out there happens inside, and what happens inside happens outside. So this is not just physical wars out there. This is like conflict situations where people go at war with one another silently. The silent war, or not a silent war, but it's no gunshots, but when I went through a similar experience that Beryl is going through now, that happened in 2015. Felt like I was annihilated. That's to the extent that I felt it. The projections and the energies from other light workers was quite severe, and it was for me to stop my business and to save people from me. I can now laugh about it, but it wasn't a laughable matter then. And I had to rise from there again. The nature, lots of people unfriend me from Facebook and stop coming to me because I am just whatever they wanted to project that I am. But yes, but sometimes it's like with one of the sessions that I had with a client, it was where she was at war with herself, wanting to annihilate herself. I had a belief system that I have done bad in my previous lifetimes, so I have to self-sabotage. I must stay sick because I'm deserving of this pain. I've done bad stuff. And it's to look at where are we at war in ourselves? Where's these parts pulling at ourselves? So where are we creating the illness, the pain, the this? What belief systems is actually behind it? And she wasn't aware of, because as I took her in and we looked at one of the wounds, she said, but I deserve this pain. And I nearly fell off my chair and I thought, where do you come from, women? It's like, because we don't always realize what happens in the subconscious mind, what belief systems we've set there, and that is perpetuating a reality. It's like with another session where our corrupt thinking is the cause of corruption. It's like people with corrupt thinking will then think corrupt ways of others because it comes from there. They see it from their level. So all these things, although it's outside and it irritates you outside, there's something inside that needs to be healed, that needs to be integrated, that needs to be not judged, that needs to be released, that needs to be set free. And when we do this, it has a ripple effect because we then set those examples of wholeness and completeness within us. And as I said earlier on, it's a daily practice. It's not I've cleared it in one session, now it's gone. It's to be aware of that.
We'll pick up the corrupt thinking again and yes, let's go for it. But I would like to share, last week we shared the triangle, and this week I had to practice being the centerpiece of the triangle, where all it and everything seemed to be falling apart on both sides. And I realized I had succeeded to the best of my ability to be the center point was when one of the directors, because they'd all been pulled into this mess that they didn't belong to, he turned around and he said to me, "Thank you. I think you should come and take my job over." Because he was taking so much strain from everybody. Yes, I was taking strain, but I was only taking strain from one person.
Yeah.
He was taking strain from several. And so I realized that when you can stand in the center and try and be the calm in the storm is, yes, we all fall to bits too ourselves, but I just say thank you every day for what I know and for the support that we can give each other.
Yeah.
Because without that and without the foundations that we've got, we would fall into the same cesspool as so many are falling into.
Okay. So you ready for the guided meditation? I want you just to close your eyes, breathing in deeply and exhaling fully. With each in-breath, taking in the consciousness and awareness that's available to you now. And with each out-breath, release all that no longer serves you, in order for you to be shining lighter and lighter, brighter and brighter. And just allow this tone, this vibration, this frequency to go in, through and around your body as you just relax. Slow, deep breaths. Expand your lower abdomen as you breathe out in, and contract your lower abdomen as you breathe out. Becoming more and more relaxed, more and more at ease, more and more at peace. I want you to visualize yourself now stepping into the most beautiful garden forest area. Absorbing the beautiful greens, shades of greens, the tall, majestic trees, and the freshness of the river flowing through this, the freshness in the air. Breathing in the peace, the harmony, and the serenity that resides here. The calm, the beauty. Just breathe it in and absorb it. Allowing yourself now to go to that place in the forest area that you are drawn to. Venturing through the pathway to the place that you choose to go and sit at and connect today. Your piece of sanctuary. I want you just to go and take a seat. Becoming comfortable and relaxed. I want you just to scan your body, your mind, your emotions, the experiences that you experienced this past week or month or even year. Whether you experienced bad news, experiences of death and destruction, or fears around that. Anything, any emotion within you that creates a dis-ease within the body. And creates disharmonious feelings within yourself. Other feelings, sadness or abandonment. isolation, anything that has threatened your safety and security, any experiences around lack, around trust, any feelings of abandonment, victimhood, or blaming. Wherever in your life you have difficulty in understanding or not fully comprehending or what has transpired and the appropriateness for it, they're coming to an end, leaving whatever the remnants, emotions you are left with. Where are you playing out these issues still in your life? What belief systems, thought forms, perspectives are you carrying to perpetuate this into your reality? What needs to be healed within you, especially around your thinking? Where has your energy been leaking to? What have you been giving energy to? What has taken your energy? Where have you given your power away? What has prevented you from being calm, grounded, and experiencing stability? What has thrown you? Use this time now, as I call it, your highest teacher and guides to surround you, to come and sit with you, to give you higher vantage points, different perspectives. In what next you are ready to release, to drop judgments, and to fully integrate. This is a time of pure introspection to see what belief systems still perpetuate these into your reality. Clearing and releasing. Clearing and releasing all the low vibrational thought forms, belief systems, attitudes, and wounding that is still playing out. You are ready to face and clear the next layer. in order for you to claim your full power, your full magnificence. Your highest teacher and guide are with you now. Gives you a Carnelian, a beautiful Carnelian crystal, which is orange in color. I want you to scan your body to see where you are needing these energies that will provide deeper healing, stimulate creativity, calmness, will re-energize, revitalize you, help you with grounding and stability. And in your innate wisdom, your infinite wisdom, I want you to place that crystal in that area of your body that is needing it now. And feel how your body energetically responds to the beautiful energy of the crystal. Integrate now its beautiful energies. Allow it to filter through to each cell, atom, and molecule in your body. Breathing in healing. Breathing out wounding. Breathing in healing. Breathing out wounding. Breathing in healing. Breathing out wounding. Breathing in creativity. Breathing in energy. Breathing in calmness. Taking this calmness now to each cell, atom, and molecule, radiating throughout your being, into your aura. Breathing in calmness now into your emotional body, from the physical body, now into your mental body. And now breathing in calmness into your spiritual body all around you. From the base of your spine, I want you now to visualize the grounding cord going down, deep down into the crystal core of Mother Earth. Wrap your grounding cord now around the big Carnelian crystal. Feeling it as stabilizing energies, its creative energies. Its pure energy is coming back up your grounding cord and into the base of your spine. Up, 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 through your bodies, through all your chakras. Out through your head. Through your higher self of the light, your Christ over self of the light. Your I am presence to Father, Mother, God. And feel that pure source energies, the golden energies from source now. Pouring down through your I am presence. Feel this liquid gold coming through your Christed over self of the light. Your higher self of the light. In through your crown chakra. Feel this liquid gold go through all your chakras. Spreading through your entire body. And into Mother Earth. Within my heart flows a river of gold. Visualize that. Visualize that the only energy that pours out of you is gold. Through the words that you speak, love that you give, the abundance that you share. Transmute now all the base energies, the dark energies, the judging energies, the fearful energies within you now. Transmute them all. Replace them with this gold. See the gift in each of them and change it to gold. Become aware of the abundant blessings that you are forever blessed with. The gift that you are receiving. The miracles that happen on a daily basis. Replacing any lack energies with abundant energies. Fill all spaces within you that experience lack or separation with gold. Bringing it all together. I am one with the eternal light of all creation. Becoming aware that as above, so below, as within, so without. You are one with the divine infinite source. Acknowledge that to be your truth, that to be your reality. I manifest my dreams. I want you now to visualize and pour this gold into all your dreams. What is it that you dream for yourself, wish for yourself? What is it that you know you are worthy of experiencing, expressing, sharing? And becoming calm in the knowing that so it is. I create abundance in my life through love. Feel an opening of your heart chakra now. As a liquid golden love pours from your heart to all with whom you have heart connections with. Pausing all your dreams and your highest aspirations for yourself and for those you love. Breathing in peace within your mind. Breathing in peace within your heart. And breathing in peace within your life. I want you now just to listen to any parting message, energy or vision that your guides wish to share with you at this moment in time. I am that I am, and breathe that in. I am that I am, and breathe that in. And last one, I am that I am, and breathe in the truth of that. Thank the divine benevolent team that was around you. Be it visual or energetic. However you perceive them and their presence. Thank yourself for participating in this today and gently bring yourself back. Going back into your body, back into this now, back into this timeline. And when you are ready, you may open your eyes. Straight to make sure that you're properly back into your body. And then I would love you to share what you've experienced in this meditation, or what you're taking away from this, what you felt or experienced.
As no one else is going to share, I'll share.
Okay.
I didn't go through the whole meditation because as it started, I went up into my my mountain, my whatever. And on the top of this hill, mountain, whatever you want to call it, is a false baobab. And it's a place I know. And I realized I didn't have to listen to the false baobab. I could listen to the true baobab. Sorry, I use this type of language. And then I was told that I am powerful and I was to stand in my power. I wasn't to be the false. And I was to be the light of the world, not be dimmed by it. And everybody can be the light of the world because light is energy. So light can go all over the place. And I was aware of the masters, and for a long time, when I start scratching my head, it's because they're here.
Yes, I know. When I heard the scratching, I knew
that they're here. But that was the length and the breadth of it. Started and finished there. I didn't, or I heard the odd bits, but that's where I was.
Beautiful, beautiful. Who else would like to share what they've experienced, or what they got or taking away? Yes, Barbara.
Yeah, I followed the meditation. I was going over in my mind, though, all my problems, all the things about my life that don't make me happy. And with each one, it was disappearing. As I was going through it in my mind, it was disappearing. And in the end, I realized that everything that is wrong with my life is actually that illusion that I was talking about this week. And I just felt so grateful to have no problems at the end of
Yes.
I'm so lucky. It was I got from that. Thank you.
Awesome, awesome, beautiful. Thank you. I'm very glad that you got there. I see Nikki also said, thank you, everyone. She had to run and she wishes us all a beautiful week. And Mickey said that her message in meditation was to rest. And that's the message that she received. So I hope you have a restful day, Mickey. And it's to take the time to rest, because when we are called to move into action, we need all that energy that we accumulated while we rested. Thank you. Vanessa?
I fell asleep. Again. Oh, yeah. Wow. Your voice just absolutely carried me to sleep. So I don't actually know what happened. But it was a good nap. Thank you.
Thank you.
But it's been taken in by the subconscious, so
Yes.
all is well.
Henk, any parting messages from you?
Nothing for today.
Okay, wonderful. Okay, Anita, you all good?
Good, thank you.
Okay. I wish you the most magical week. Have a blessed week. Stand in your truth, stand in your power, stand in full energy, and if you need to recharge yourself, do it. And yeah, don't believe the illusions and the lies that you tell yourself, whatever goes on in the background. Just go forth and prosper in all areas and all aspects of your life. Lots of love to you all. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.